I've been driving the NC500 in EVs for over 10 years, back when there were just a handful of lonely chargers. Now we've got charging hubs, but it's still a gamble. This time I tackled it over 2 days with the CannonBawz Run. Fast cars, winding roads, and one big question. Is the NC500 still EV friendly, or now an expensive, inconvenient adventure? Saturday morning, we lined up on Elgin High Street for the CannonBawz Run, and my Tesla screen flashes up, DC charging unavailable, service required. Not exactly comforting when you're about to drive into the most remote part of Scotland. I peel off ahead to Inverness, because if DC charging doesn't work, this trip might be over. But with great relief, it charges, and at 37p per kilowatt hour, it's fast and cheap. And Tesla Supercharger is where I'd recommend you start your journey on the NC500. Once done, I rejoin the convoy, heading west, hoping this is the last I see of that message. The first thing you'll probably be wondering is, what apps do I need? And the apps I would recommend are Tesla's, it's now open to all EVs, and Electroverse app from Octopus. These should cover all the chargers around the route. You can also download the ChargePlace Scotland app, but the chargers in the area are changing to EasyGo, so you can just get them in Electroverse. There are plenty chargers at the start, in Dingwall and in Tain, but the first remote one going clockwise is Auchnasheen's charger, which is 70p per kilowatt hour, which costs the same as petrol, but is pretty solid. Following, we drive onto Loch Arran. That only has two 22 kilowatt AC chargers along the main street. Then it's on to the roller coaster climb of the Bealach into Applecross. Beautiful views on the way up, and lots of regen on the way down. Out here, if you're looking to explore, every bit counts. Past Applecross, I hit Torridon Inn. There are 2 chargers, but both dead and falling apart. And honestly, at £1 per kilowatt hour, maybe it's better they're gone. What are your options from here? If you're short of charge, you can cut back to Kinlochhew, a shortcut to Ullapool, or push on to Bealach. Bealach thankfully has a small hub of 2 AC and 2 DC units at 70p. This seems like a pretty reliable setup in a good location. As they say, always be charging. I've had enough range since Inverness to get me to Ullapool. The 4 EV charger at the ferry terminal is brilliant, with speeds of 80 to 100 kilowatts. Or there's the 50 kilowatt rapid behind Tesco in the large car park. I cause a small queue, and when the other car plugs in, my charge rate halves, which is disappointing to see. It's late, I grab a pizza, and I find a spot to sleep in the car. Sunday morning, remembering the school holidays are over, it's quiet roads and perfect weather. Kylescrew Bridge feels like driving into another world. It's one of my favourite parts of the route. However, after a quick stop, I head to Scurry. Scurry's 70p charger works just fine. These chargers are lifelines out here. The same with Durness too. I stop quickly just to check that it's working and to explore Smoo Cave. And I didn't realise that the walking route around the coastline loops all the way back round. It's stunning. Following the caves, I drive on to Tongue. It's been upgraded, which as one of the earliest chargers installed on the route, it was much needed. Bay Hill's charger is relatively new by comparison, and that's working too. Melvich, on the other hand, is completely down, which is frustrating, but it's the perfect excuse to stop at the Coastline Coffee Shop. It is the best coffee and ice cream on the NC500, so do not miss it. From here it's into Thurso. The Park Hotel has DC charging, and just up the road there's a proper little hub, 2 ACs and 2 DC chargers. I only stopped in Thurso for lunch with my parents. Then it's on to John Groats. In John Groats we have Osprey chargers, which has quadrupled the charging available here, but it is 82 pence per kilowatt hour, which is a good bit more than petrol. I switched to the grid serve charge around the back, which is 69p if you use their app. Still, it's steep, but a lot better. This old Ecotricity spot has been here since my first NC500 run, so it's great to still see a charger here. Heading south, I finish up at Dunrobin Castle. The hubs at Helmsdale, Brora and Golspie make life easy for EV owners on the east coast. Tesla is also building chargers in Brora, which could finally put some downward pressure on prices, if only they'd do the same in Ullapool too. With a long-range EV, this route is easy. Inverness, Ullapool and John Groats alone will carry you round. But if you plan to explore the ins and outs of the NC500, then 2 broken chargers, sky-high prices, and the chance of queues, it's stressful, and sometimes I wonder if taking a petrol car will be easier and cheaper. The local councils have just announced they plan to double the available chargers in the next 18 months. But with prices rising to 55p for AC, 75p for DC, 85p for ultra rapid, you have to ask, if charging costs more than petrol, what's the point? So you're probably wondering, how much did it cost? Well, it cost approximately £109 for 560 miles. That's 19.4p per mile or 68p per kilowatt hour, with the charge at Tesla thankfully dropping that average cost. ChargePlay Scotland's app even showed me I'd have saved money taking a petrol car. And yet, what's the point if charging costs more than petrol? For me, it's the experience. The silence of an EV in Scotland's north, hearing wildlife instead of an engine, no gears, the comfort of preconditioning, it transforms the drive. The NC500 is still one of the best road trips around the world, and high prices alone wouldn't stop me. So would you take it on in an EV or stick to petrol? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.